finalists. So we're going to each stand there now. We're going to ask each stand what their idea is, how they came up with it. Just have a general chat with them before we go up on stage.
Yeah, and they're battling out for like prizes of $4 grand, kind of $3 grand, $2 grand, and down. Like, so it's a big day for the students. A lot of them started out with like group projects and stuff like that, and they're here now trying to progress their ideas and actually turn them into viable businesses. And it's all run by the LEO and the Rubicon Centre and the Nimbus Centre and all that. So pretty good day. It should be a good one. We'll try and keep vlogging through today and see what we get on.
So we're just going to talk a little bit about ourselves first. I know you want to hear from Wendy and Nev more, you want to hear from us. But we just want to talk about a few points first. So who we are. So my own name is Kevin McCarthy. This is my partner Joe Loftus. And we run a podcast. I want to stress first that he's only my business partner. Nothing else happening there. So we run a podcast called Frankly Nuts. And Joe's just going to touch a little more on that.
Yeah, so we run the Frankly Nuts podcast. And I suppose what our podcast is, it's both a video and audio podcast. We set out with the idea last year, maybe last March, and we're targeting the words of sport, entertainment, music, travel, motivation, anything at all. We just want to sit down and chat with people who we look up to.
Yeah, who we're interested in really.
Yeah, and we've targeted social media, so we're on YouTube, iTunes, SoundCloud, things like that. So I suppose to start out, the name, Frankly Nuts.
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. I don't know if any of you like it, but I think we're kind of getting sick of it now at this stage.
Yeah, so basically we just wanted our podcast to be kind of fun and loose, while also being kind of open and honest at the same time. So that's the reason behind the name Frankly Nuts.
Last year we came up with the idea to start a podcast. Initially we wanted to go on an Erasmus to Utrecht, because we went on a week there in third year. We went for a week in our module, Recognize. Absolutely loved it over there. We said, why not go back? And we said we'd go over. Initially we were going to say we'd vlog it, do a little podcast over there and just document our own journey. And then we kind of came up with the idea, why not start a podcast over there? So I put it to Joe, and he was very hesitant at the start. He actually hated the idea.
So then we applied for the Student Link program over here in the Rubicon Centre. And
we gave an car crash of a presentation. We were so nervous when we went in there. One of us had a nervous breakdown during it. I won't name who it was.
Thanks, Kev.
So we started with the Student Link, and with all the students around here today who have great ideas, we actually talked to you if you heard it over the stands. I couldn't recommend it enough to enter the Student Link. It's what initially helped us start the business. Paul, George, Miriam all during the summer gave us the advice that we needed. They had some fantastic guest speakers in during the summer who helped us. They give you a seed fund to start up the business. Do you have any more to touch on?
Yeah, so basically with the Student Link you get €4,000 in seed funding, and like that's real money you're actually giving it, and you can spend it on whatever you want. You're not chased up, you're not told to do this or to do that with it. So you get the €4,000. You also get office space for the summer, so you're put into an office with 9 other student startups. Many like-minded people and things like that, and it's really cool to be in a space like that.
It's like a summer camp for adults, really. That's the best way to describe it.
Yeah, so and you're really made feel like a hotshot for the summer, like, you know, you're made feel like you're smarter than your average bear, even though I think we were bluffing all summer. Like,
absolute bluffers, the two of us. But yes,
I don't know if we're qualified to give advice or anything, but I suppose from what we've learned from just working in a duo, we were saying, like, with teamwork, I suppose we think honesty is massive, like, you know.
Don't hold back.
Don't hold back. I suppose, like, we've often had disagreements and stuff, and we just say, like, if you're working in a team, one of the main things is just transparency, and just like call it, like, if Kev makes something and I think it's rubbish, I'd say, Kev, that's rubbish, we're not putting that out, like, so.
He's often done it.
I think honesty is massive. We had a couple of other points to talk about.
Just don't let anyone tell you your idea is not good enough is one of the main ones we had, like, you know. There's plenty, like, our business is mainly online, and you will get comments of people saying they might like a podcast episode, they might like this or that, but just don't take any of that to heart. Like, if you believe in your idea, just go for it.
Absolutely, yeah. If you think your idea and your message is positive, just put the action behind it and keep going with it. Don't get hung up. Like, we're mostly on social media, and like, we would have been really hung up on likes and views and things like that initially.
Definitely.
But I think at this stage we're just focused on, you know, we're giving out a positive message, and we just want to keep going forward with it. And I suppose the other thing we just wanted to say was, like, everybody has bright ideas and stuff, like, you know, people are producing ideas left, right and centre. Action is everything, like, action is just 90% of it, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. If you have an idea, just go for it, don't second guess yourself. That's pretty much
it, basically.
We're not qualified to give this advice, but I hope he took it on board and definitely applied for the Student Inc. So I think we're going to sit now and chat with
two fellow student entrepreneurs who are further along the line than we are, so we're looking forward to sitting down with you guys. So first of all, we have Wendy from TeachKloud, and then we also have Neville donoghue from BenchWarmers.ie. Alright, so guys, I see Wendy has the mic first, so Wendy, do you mind telling us a small bit about your business, TeachKloud?
Yeah, so hi everyone, my name is Wendy. My business is TeachKloud. It is a cloud-based management system for preschools. So it helps them regulate their compliance and communicate with parents.
And how did you actually come up with the idea, Wendy? Where did it originate from?
So obviously I'm a student of CIT. I was doing a degree in early childhood education, and for my master's and my PhD I talked to a lot of preschool providers and parents, and they kept telling me that they found the regulations in early childhood education very hard and cumbersome, and there was a lot of paperwork. So preschool teachers are spending around 2 to 4 hours on paperwork every day. So I just thought that was ridiculous and thought I had to do something about it.
Absolutely, and we know as well you went through the Student Inc. program. Was that where the idea first generated and stuff?
Yeah, so the Student Inc. program, as you were saying, was absolutely amazing. All of you here, I was in this position as well. I would have done this competition, and this is where it all started. And then I applied for the Student Inc. Gerald Donovan was like part of that, like spurring me on. And then like everyone in the Rubicon is extremely helpful. Liam, George, Paul, Miriam, Emily. And so I applied for Student Inc., got in, and like I probably and definitely bluffed my way through it. But they give you, the office space, the funding. But I think the main thing for me was actually being with other kind of students, them like helping you along, giving you advice, and like having other people who were just as panicked as you were.
It was a real kind of platform for you as well, wasn't it? Because you actually went on then and you entered the New Frontiers program as well after that.
Yeah, so I was the first Student Inc. person to go to New Frontiers. but yeah, so I went on to New Frontiers program from Student Inc. and that was really where my idea went from an idea to an actual working business, and something that I thought, could actually succeed. And
Absolutely, and we also have Neville donoghue from BenchWarmers.ie. So Nev, welcome to the stage. Can you tell us a small bit about your project and the story behind it?
Yeah, cheers lads. I created BenchWarmers. Roughly we have 3 or 4 million people following us now on social media. Basically, I started it when I was in college here. I wasn't a model student by any means. Finbar did that over there. I had 1 year listening to him and 1 year creating BenchWarmers up the back. But yeah, so basically it's a sports banter website, and roughly we go up by about 10,000 followers each week. But our aim is like to stay relevant, stay topical, and kind of like what's different to us, say, compared to BBC and RT, is that we bring the banter side of it. Like a lot of Liverpool fans here, I hope they don't look at me harsh, but we give it to everyone, Man United, and that's what maybe the traditional outlets can't do. And then the more hits we get to the website, the more advertisers we can attract. And so that's it really in a nutshell. Yeah.
What I think is brilliant as well is like all 3 of us up here, all our businesses are online. Is that where you see the future going, is online and more businesses moving towards technology?
Oh yeah, it's changing so rapidly, it's not even funny. Like Mark Zuckerberg made an announcement there last week that for 2018 you're going to see less brands on Facebook and more family and friends. So, like, luckily for us then, we have our Instagram, we have our Twitter, and we're also collecting emails the whole time. So it's all about, like, not having your eggs into one basket, spreading the risk. And, like, we also have the biggest GA page on Facebook. We have a rugby page, which is flying because the Six Nations on. We have a Conor McGregor page, which is 1.1 million. Everyone thinks it's him, but it's getting us followers and hits to the website. So it's all about spreading the risk and just growing and moving forward the whole time.
And obviously you have a big online presence with BenchWarmers, but Wendy as well with TeachKloud. When I was actually studying and creeping on TeachKloud last night, I found out that you actually have a decent online presence as well with social media and stuff. Do you find that is important for your business?
Yeah, so social media, Facebook is where like 70% of my business comes from America, Canada, Australia to Ireland. So like social media, if you're marketing anything, even if you're not an online business, you should definitely be utilising Facebook and Twitter and Instagram for your business.
Brilliant. And how do you find like running social media and stuff? Do you find it difficult? Do you find it works well for the business?
Yeah, so it can be difficult, but I think to kind of reduce the risk is to ask your customers what they want, like what content do they want or what do they struggle with, and then just write blog post or content around that and share it. Any content that's good will be shared and liked. So one of our videos is, I think it's a 60-second video, and it kind of shows the day in the life of a preschool teacher, and that got 65,000 views, like in like 48 hours, you know. So as long as it's content that your customers actually like, that they find valuable, they'll share it and they'll like it.
And obviously, being an entrepreneur, like it's not all smooth sailing, and I'm sure any people here who go on with their projects will find that. So, sorry to put you on the spot now, but can I ask you any tough moments you've kind of encountered in your couple of years so far being entrepreneurs?
Yeah, sure. I was only talking to you there with the thing, and it blew up across Liverpool 2 years ago there. We used a picture of Rafa Benitez crying, and it was used as a meme. And unfortunately, it was him crying at the Hillsborough Memorial, you know. So next thing, we were on the Liverpool Echo. But like these things happen. Like we've had other things as well. Like you see, the problem in our job is we're posting every half hour. How many posts is that? A day, a week, a month, a year? And especially for us, we play it on such a very close line that sometimes you go over the edge. But you learn, and you hope you don't make the same mistake again, and you try and keep moving forward. But yeah, you'll always make mistakes. It's just how you learn from those mistakes, you know. Yeah, that's it really.
Okay, mine is definitely pissing off potential customers. So in preschool, it's a very like niche market, so trying to break into it can be quite difficult, and sometimes the age group is like 45 to 55, so they might be against technology. So for instance, like only last week, I was on a forum like with preschool teachers and providers, and someone tagged me in the post and said, oh, talk about TeachKloud, because somebody was asking about you know, apps for preschools. So I talked about TeachKloud and said, you know, this is what we do, this is the benefit. And then the owner of the group came on and was like, stop touting your business, and you know, stop talking on my forum, and you know, so things like that. It's like, you know, it can kind of dismay you because you're like, oh, I'm only trying to help people, but it's just to keep going. And as Neville said, you learn from your mistakes, you know. Even though people will disagree with you, they might tell you that your business isn't good enough, you just have to keep persevering, and especially if you believe in it and you're solving a problem, that's the main thing.
Yeah, picking up on that, like I think social media is massive. It can make or break your business. Like for you, Nev, as you said, that one post, it's not a reflection of you, you're human, you made one mistake. Like, what I'd ask is, what advice would you have for any young entrepreneurs out there that are looking to start up their business?
Well, like, I'm just a lad from Youghal that was mad into sports, and luckily started a sports website at the right time. You know, if I tried to set it up now, it's probably too late. I think timing is everything. Also, but then, like I say that I got lucky and I set it up, but I also, I drove on with it, you know. Like, you probably see my car going around the city, sometimes stickers all over it with BenchWarmers, you know. I used to be going into pubs everywhere, handing in flyers. I really, like, because I think the key is, like for me, college, alright, thankfully I got the business degree in the end, but you try and find something you like and then you pursue it, you know. That's, for me, like I'd say it's the same for you, Wendy. Like, we're very lucky. What we do now is that we really like what we do and we're passionate about it. So like, the key is find something you're good at, stick with it and give it 100%, and then if it doesn't work out, fair enough, but at least you give it a go, you know.
Can I ask you as well, I know you initially started out, it was your project and it was your baby, like, so BenchWarmers, but you went on and you hired 2 more people. Can I ask, like, we'll say go from micromanaging and it being your baby, like, to kind of giving some of the responsibility to other people, how did you find that process?
Yeah, well, it's developed over the years. Like, I was very, like, the Rubicon was a massive, like, I've had massive help along the way as well, you know. Like, that's what this is about, that you can't do it all on your own. And I was lucky I got into Student Inc. as well. George Bullman helped me along, Paul there. Like, we were starting to get a bit of business in the door, but then eventually we put together a business plan, and then, like, we're part of the Examiner and our partners for the last 2 years, you know. So yeah, it's just, but like, to be fair, like, they've helped me and they've supported me as well. But now we have 3 fellas now working with us, and we're hoping to take on another. Well, I say fellas, like, we like to take on girls too, boys or girls, as long as you have what it takes. Yeah, we'll be open, but like what is I have to be careful, yeah. But like
Someone take the mic off.
I know, but no, but like it's hard though, like because you'd be there like last night. No, I was at training, and then I'd come home and like Arsenal were after winning the game, and one of the other lads was covering, and then I was like, why didn't he put this up? Why didn't I was annoyed. Like you can never, but then you kind of have to get people on board, and you just have to trust them and let them off with it, and all you can do is guide them and help them best you can, and yeah, because you can't do it all on your own, simple as that, so yeah.
And Wendy, same question to yourself, how have you found growing TeachKloud, and do you have a team working with you, or is it just a solo project at the minute?
Yeah, so I definitely have a team, and like Neville, I've gotten a lot of support, but my team wouldn't be the kind of, I don't have full-time employees, but I have developers, I have content writers. And then the main advice I would give is that, like, if you're not a hard worker, don't do it. Because, like, for me, TeachKloud is 24/7. Like, before coming here now, I thought I was actually going to be late because I was talking to a customer and I was trying to fix something that had broken on TeachKloud. But, like, it's constant. Like, it's 24/7. I dream about TeachKloud. I wake up and I'm doing something to TeachKloud. I'm talking to customers. So you really have to have that belief. And it's not something that, like, even Neville said, like, find something you're good at. You don't have to be passionate about it or like be obsessed with it, but you do have to like it and you do have to believe in your product.
Brilliant. And can I just finish up with asking Bodhi your future plans in the years coming?
Well, for me, as I said, I'm happy as long as I keep seeing progress. Like as I said, our followers are going up by 10,000 a week. We're getting advertisers in the door the whole time. For me, like, it's changing so rapidly. Like as I said, our Instagram is growing. Another way we get hits to the website is by putting stories up on Instagram. Now we're trying to collect emails. But yeah, sure, who knows, maybe in time to come I might be able to cash in and head off to the Canaries or somewhere, But no, you just, look, I love doing it, and it's great, and yeah, I'm going to keep at it and see where it leads,
Yeah, so my vision, I've said this before, is literally to take over the world. That's like my vision for TeachKloud in general. But for the near future is to definitely, keep getting more customers. We're in a round now to raise our second round of funding and to actually market TeachKloud and get more customers. So it's just taking it day by day and seeing, as Neville said, progress. Even just growing by 10% every year would be huge.
Perfect, and we'd like to all wish you the best of luck in the future. Can we get a round of applause for the two guests?